In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to slow down a busy mind. Trust me when I say I can 100% relate. In fact, that's why I meditate. Not because I'm calm and not because I'm still, but because for years I have struggled with a busy mind, active thoughts, a creative mind, an organizing mind, a thinking about everything else and everyone else kind of mind. So meditation has been the best thing, and obviously that will end up being one of the tips. You probably already guessed that, but let's go into those tips. Number 1 sounds so basic, so simple, but beautiful, long, deep breaths. In fact, even just 3 deep breaths can shift your energy, shift a busy mind, shift your feelings, and then in turn shift your surroundings. Simply closing the eyes down, take a big deep inhale in through the nose, hold the inhale, and then exhale through the nose or the mouth, and do that 3 times. Promise you, sounds so simple, but it is beautiful and it works before a meeting, after a long drive, someone driving you a little bit nuts, before you try and fall asleep on a night, before you get up in the morning. Try it. Simple, but works. Tip number 2, try closing down some, if not all, of your senses, or even try focusing just on one sense. So you could close the eyes down, you could go into a quiet room, and you can just either listen. So you might start with the external noises outside the house, then bring the into the house, then bring it into the body, and then eventually you might want to close down that sound altogether. But just closing down the senses can really help calm and still the mind. Another one that you could do is closing down the senses apart from taste. So making yourself a really nice cup of tea, cup of coffee, or something really yummy to eat. Feel like the sensation of the food or drink on your lips. Feel it as it enters your body, enters your mouth, the sensations as it goes down the throat into the belly. The smells that you're experiencing as well, you can bring that in. So you're just focusing on taste and smell. Again, it's just that focal point, that focus can just really calm down that busy mind. Tip number 3, close down the notifications, the phone, the laptop, the Alexa, the whatever it is that you've got going on. Put it in another room, or put yourself in another room. Close down that need to feel that you've got to keep checking your phone. I remember years and years ago, I did something called Vipassana. It's a type and style of meditation. And you go away for 10 days, and it's 10 days of silence. And when I came out after that 10 days, I had like hundreds of WhatsApp messages. And as I was looking through them all, I just realized that nothing was really that important. And the world still existed, and the world still continued, and people had challenges, like people that were in my business, and I was helping with business. But then they figured it out by the time I'd got out. So it's humbling, but sometimes I think it's a bit of the ego that thinks we need to respond, we need to act, people need us. And it's nice to feel needed and to be wanted, but also it's really nice to just close down the mind and just have that stillness. Because let's remind ourselves, when we're in that calmness and stillness, that's when we can think about like ideas. That's when we start receiving and connecting into those downloads. That's when we can feel aligned and start coming from the heart rather than the head, or the gut rather than the thoughts. So it's really important to do. And by the way, if any of this is helpful, feel free to subscribe and to share. And if there's anything that really works for you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Tip number 4 is just movement. Movement. Again, when we focus on one thing, moving slowly to music, to mantras, it might be yoga, and it might just be a stretch, and allow yourself to be in that stretch for a few minutes. You might even want to set a timer, just because we think we've been in a stretch for ages and then it's just been like 3 seconds. So you might want to actually give yourself a time to be in a position for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But just moving the body, stretching the body, and that could be out in nature. It could be in a really nice, quiet, peaceful room. It could be at your local yoga studio. I'm trying to say yokel yoga studio. But either way, another great way just to close that busy mind down. And then my final tip number 5, is meditation, because honestly, it's the one biggest thing that has really worked for me consistently. And just a reminder that meditation doesn't have to be hours sat on your own in a room or on a rock in the Himalayas. Meditation can be powerful in just 3 to 5 minutes, especially when done consistently. So it could be meditation with movement. So I have a video that I can connect up there somewhere, and it's like choreography with movement, and it's to a mantra. Meditation can involve breath. It can involve that focal point. So if you close your eyes down and bring your eye gaze ups and inwards to your eyebrows, again, that really closes the mind down. Resting the tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. Again, it just locks us in a little bit extra. You can have guided meditation that makes you sleepy, like yoga nidra, gong sound baths, like I say, meditation with mantras, meditation guided. So many different ways to meditate. So explore that. And if you're really looking to explore it a little bit further, I have a beautiful meditation library called the Radiant Portal, and all the meditations are 3 to 5 minutes long, and they're for the morning, for the evening, middle of the day, after work, after a bit of a tricky situation, all curated for the entrepreneur, the busy businesswoman who would so benefit from just 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. And it really allows the mind again to calm, to be still. And again, we can connect into our truth, our essence, that connection to source, that guidance, to intuition. And that's when we have these really like amazing ideas and insights and excitement from that stillness. It also allows us just to observe the nuances of life and observe how we're showing up. Are we showing up habitually, or are we showing up as like who we're supposed to be in this lifetime? Anyway, like I say, I hope you found this super helpful, and let me know if you have, and I can't wait to hear from you and connect with you. And I'll pop the information about the Radiant Portal below as well. Have a wonderful day. Speak to you soon. Bye.